I'm at the Fort Lauderdale Marathon as all the runners are coming in. I'm waiting for Dini to come through the finish line. And I'm reminded of this week's Torah portion where it says the commandment, V'asuli migdash, you shall build for me a sanctuary, God says, V'shachanti betocham, I will dwell in them. And the rabbis ask, if God says you should build a sanctuary, it should have said I will dwell in it. Why does it say I will dwell in them? And our rabbis answer, B'toch kol echad v'echad, that God is saying, I don't want to just dwell in the physical sanctuary. I want to dwell within each and every one of the Jewish people. In other words, every human being, their body is a sanctuary because God dwells within each and every one of us. And therefore we have to take care of our bodies to maintain our sanctuary so God can reside and dwell harmoniously in our body. I cannot think of a better opportunity than a marathon to make sure that you keep your body healthy and strong because your body is your sanctuary. But running for a cause, as Dini is running for Afikim, means that the soul within the body is also running because the soul is helping fellow Jews, children, poor children in Israel. God gives us a body. We have to maintain the sanctuary, which is the body. But that is just the external facade. The internal soul is what matters most, that it should function in a healthy and a beautiful body so that the soul can maximize its potential in this world. I must tell you a story. There was a famous gold medalist. Her name was Dominique Mucciano, and she wrote a book called Off Balance, which became a New York Times bestseller. And she talked about that although she was a gold medalist gymnast, she suffered a lot of abuse at the hands of her father. Her father was a tyrant. She described how she and her mother and her sister would often hide in their bedrooms out of fear of their father. But what was shocking was that after she was married and already had a child, she got a call from a woman, a young lady, who told her the following story, that she was born in a hospital in Illinois, legless, with no legs, and her parents abandoned her, put her up for adoption, because they did not want to take home this baby girl who was legless, born without legs. But the parents who adopted her, the Brickner family, Gerald and Sharon Brickner, adopted her, named her Jennifer, and raised her with a lot of love and taught her that even though you live in a wheelchair, you have no legs, you can do anything. And she became a tumbling gymnast with her handicaps. When she got older, she wanted to know who her family was, and she discovered who her family was. And she reached out to the father, and the father hung up the phone. He wouldn't have anything to do with her. And then finally she said, let me reach out to the sister. And who is the sister? This gold medalist, Dominique Mucciano. And Jennifer Brickner, this girl without legs, was reunited with her long-lost sister. And Dominique said, look at the two of us. We're both gymnasts. She's a legless gymnast, won the tumbling championship of Illinois, and I'm a gold gymnast. And on the outside, I am an athlete, perfect in form, and she has no legs. But I grew up in an abusive home. She grew up with loving parents who taught her that despite her handicap, she could overcome anything. Who is the lucky one? God gives us our bodies, and He instills our soul in it. We have to make the most we can with what God gives us physically, and make sure that our soul, which experiences the inner love and the joy and the meaning and purpose of life, overcomes any physical challenges that we may have. When we recognize that God dwells in each and every one of us, then we have a sacred mission to unify body and soul in the service of God.